I do not have COVID anymore, thank goodness.
Okay, I'm quiet, so I'm just gonna hold the microphone like this.
Okay, that sounds better. Thank you.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. December 28th, 9:51 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2. Sit. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. Hold on. I'm going to turn it down on my end real quick. Just because it's a little loud. One time I was streaming and a fire alarm went off in the building, but I didn't hear it. I didn't know until like my coworker who also lives in the same building, or my former coworker who also lives in the same building as me, she was like, "How'd you do with the fire alarm last week?" And I was like, "I didn't know." Okay. What? What's the big idea?
Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. It's a bit more quiet on my end. Maybe that's just me. Hold on. How's this?
Yeah, Amanda's always gonna be quiet, unfortunately. I've tried to turn up the Discord volume, but it's just this game's music is so loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I've tried. I don't know what else to do with Amanda's voice.
I can talk louder, and I'm eating my microphone right now.
Yeah.
Anyhow, today is the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick.
Yeah, thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing?
Sorry! I'm sorry! Oh, it's okay, don't worry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back.
Don't touch me! Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge.
Hey, good idea.
Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Woo, yeah, pal! I think I know who this is. There we go, Gumshoe! What's gotten in? What's gotten into that girl? Detective Gumshoe! Morning, Mr. Edgeworth? Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it.
What's gotten into 1,000 volts?
December 28th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. Yeah, poor Gumshoe.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready.
Right. Very well.
Von Karma is actually acknowledging something?
We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence.
Understood. Come on. Don't be awed into silence by every little thing he says.
Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement.
What? Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. Arrest him! Arrest him!
Sorry, we compared it to Burgermeister Meister.
Yeah.
In a previous stream. Santa Claus is coming to town.
And yeah,
Put that clip in somewhere. In
yeah,
editing.
somewhere.
What? What do you think? What? Ooh, I've been bamboozled. Arrest him! Arrest him!
In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Oh, interesting. Opening to cross-defense or cross-examination.
Please, bring the witness into the courtroom.
Which is not something that he's been okay with.
Yeah. But, and he hasn't made any assertions or, saying, yes, this is what happened, but...
Right. Meine Damen und Herren of the court. I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake, from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity.
Witness. Why did you run away yesterday?
The witness was not running away, as he will now testify.
I see.
Bless you. Thank you. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. I don't know if that was mentioned before, Ethan Ark. I speak a little German.
Very well. Please begin your testimony.
Who was this guy? Was it me or...
Oh, we've alternated.
Okay. Do you want it to be me?
Sure. Since I'm gonna be Phoenix and Von Karma.
Yeah, okay.
Why I left court.
I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. But I wasn't running away or nothing.
Ich spreche viel Deutsch, yeah.
Aw. I went to buy some food for Paul, you see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is.
Which seems like very well thought out logically for somebody who's been saying that they're like a drunkard and or it's implied. I think there's like some implication here that he's lost his marbles. Yeah.
Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we?
He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. All right, guys. Oh, so Amanda, I think you've mentioned and alluded to in the past. Sorry, I just thought about this. There's a live-action Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney movie,
Yes.
and they like actually have like the Polly, like the parrot and everything show like in court, and they all are wearing wigs. I love live-action anime movies.
Oh my god.
Japanese
live
ones,
action Death
Japanese
Note.
ones, not the American ones.
Oh my god, the live action Death Note.
Which
I
one?
saw that one on the...
There's a bunch of them.
One from... Oh yeah, well there was one from Japan where it's like this older actor. I have a friend who recognized him from other anime, like live action adaptations, and then they had the CGI Ryuk and what's the other female?
Misa? Ram, yeah.
Yeah, Rem. They had those guys were CGI, but yeah. The first movie it ended like anyway. But yeah.
All right, press. I call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony, and you realized you were in danger. Now, Mr. White, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Von Karma and Yanni Yogi. Okay. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say, why? Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Alright, went to buy food for Polly. Food?
Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. Sounds like Selena.
Yeah.
They only have it at the big pet shop downtown.
But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack?
I kinda got lost, you see.
Sylvanus has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's gonna believe that. Yes, they will, because everybody in this entire universe is easily swayed one way or another. When it comes to just a little change in evidence.
Yeah, as soon as like someone else comes in and contradicts things that they've
I see. So he was lost.
Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. Okay, I'm wondering if this is where we can... You've lost much of your yeah. I'm wondering if this is where we can present, like, the... Do we still have the letter? I forgot, did Von Karma take it?
But what about Polly? Because Polly says, don't forget DL6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because... Yeah, Von Karma took, here. Case summary. Air in the elevator was oxygen depleted at the time of the incident. No clues found on the scene. Gregory Edgeworth, defense attorney, trapped in the elevator returning from a lost trial with his son, Miles, age 9. Plus 1,000 persuasion. No! 1 bullet found in the heart. The murder weapon was fired twice. Yanni Yogi, age 37, court bailiff, trapped in the elevator with Edgeworth's memory lost due to oxygen deprivation. After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins committed suicide. I don't think was that? Oh!
I mean, it's interesting, but I don't think it's proof, because Polly the bird says don't forget DL6 if you click on the bird.
Anyway.
She said it before.
No, she did, yeah. Okay.
Yep. Seems like it.
Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or... Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are. Sylvanus has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then shows the court proof.
I will say in response to Weird Vampire, he may not need charisma, he might just need intimidation.
Ugh. Ugh. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. White. Very well. Witness, please continue. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. White. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. That's not true. I hold grudges against people who cut me off in traffic. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends.
Might I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
You've been saying the same thing now, over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past, or lack thereof, into question. But, does this really have anything to do with the current case?
Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies.
Order! Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or, are you saying you know who this witness is?
Of course, Your Honor. Oh, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Karma.
Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name.
Oh, that's silly. So they got two dead people and then Yanni Yogi, so... His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff.
Yogi? That name seems familiar.
And not the bear.
Oh!
This judge.
Give the deal sixes.
It figures the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case.
But, what does this mean?
Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Jump to conclusions again, Mr. White. This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now... domination, then I've got nowhere else to go.
Nick! How are you going to prove it? How can you prove he's Yanni?
It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago.
I see. That makes sense.
Okay, so when you're booked in the States, like arrested, they take your fingerprints. So that should have already... If this does actually take place in California, that should have already happened. Oh, don't tell me he has no fingerprints! Tisk, tisk, tisk. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no...
It's a Men in Black situation.
The witness has keine fingerprints. I don't know how to say fingerprints in German. What? What? No fingerprints?
You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with stuff. Yep.
What? Yogi, you sneak.
Actually, I ran into something like this the other day. A guy I'm talking to right now, he's getting his UK passport. He went in to do a fingerprint test. Not a fingerprint. He went to submit his fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was very, very smudgy. And the guy doing the fingerprints said, you just use too much hand sanitizer. You use too much hand sanitizer. Everything is smooth. So he felt my finger and he said, oh wow, your fingerprints are so deep, you can just feel the fingerprints on your fingertips. Here, feel mine. And his fingers were so smooth. I'm like, oh, wow, I wonder if that's actually possible.
I don't know, everybody be self-conscious and look at your hands now.
I would say, when I was getting my visa for the UK, I had to put my fingerprints down. They gave me hand sanitizer before I touched anything because, you know, COVID or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Fingerabdrücke. Fingerabdrücke. Dankeschön. Okay. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past.
Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity.
There are literally so many ways you can prove someone's identity other than fingerprints. No! Then, what will you do, Mr. White? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. Okay, we got the DL6 report has the motive, and the, yeah, DNA testing, teeth, another person can look at his photograph and identify him as Yanni Yogi.
Mitochondrial DNA.
No, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one! Polly!
Polly, yeah! Nick! What are we gonna do?
I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Then, Mr. White, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his powers for a little comic relief, hmm? Get the bird! Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine his parrot?
What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to...
Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal.
Take Mr. Von Karma up.
I don't know. I wonder if you can actually, like, do that, because dogs, like police dogs, if they smell out drugs, that's considered, like, witness evidence. I wonder if, like, getting the parrot to say something can be considered, like, testimony or evidence. Because he can't... Well, no, because I'm thinking about it, because there are certain rules of evidence where, like, hearsay would be admissible. I'm like, would it be hearsay if somebody said, I heard the parrot shout, I don't know, Brian did it? I don't know.
I have a funny story. So, a woman in my knitting group is part of the police here, and she oversees like training dogs to sniff out drugs or bombs or something.
Yeah.
And I was asking her about it because I was fascinated. And I said, so could you train a dog to like sniff out a bomb and drugs? Like, can they tell like the difference of that? And she said, yes, but their trained response is to just sit in front of a bag that they recognize contains that item. So, you know, it'd be very important for them to be able to well, you can't really tell the difference. It's the same response if they sniff out a drug versus a bomb, excuse me. So, you know, it'd be kind of hard to know what to do with the bag if a dog that can recognize both bombs and a drug sits in front of a bag, because it's like, okay, what do I do? Does it have bombs or does it have does it have drugs in it? So
This one. You're going. Google dog swearing and wasn't disappointed.
you're going to fucking shit.
So toddler testimonies so yeah, you're right. Children are allowed to testify. It's just a little different. Like, you have to establish first that the child understands like the gravity of what's going on, or like that the child is capable of telling the truth. So yeah, you can get like there are ways that you can, there's like specific ways about how you're supposed to like question children as they're testifying. It's just animals are a whole different thing.
Remember when we read Dr. Dolittle as kids? They had that whole scene in court with the dog testifying, the pug.
Oh yeah. No, that was a movie.
Oh no, it was in the book too.
Mm.
It was in the book, The Voyages of Dr. Dolittle. They
Yeah.
tested it first First by having the judge's dog testify about what he ate for dinner, and then,
Yeah. On my proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot.
Order! Order! Well, what do you think, Mr. Karma?
Need you even ask? This is a farce, I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Nick, this is crazy.
Well, still want to go through with your little game? Okay, what consequence? Okay, I don't know. He couldn't, like, Von Karma couldn't. At least for something like this, I don't think he would be able to. Like, maybe the judge would be able to hold him in contempt of court. You have pet lawyers in Switzerland? Like lawyers that are assigned for pets? That, like, represent animals?
That would actually be really great, because I just saw this case on Judge Judy, where these two women, they own different horse farms. One of them owned like 8 dogs, and the dogs kept going on to the other woman's horse farm. And that woman kept sending notifications saying, hey, if your dogs keep coming onto my farm, they're scaring my colts, I'm gonna shoot at them. So she shot at the dog.
Yeah.
And Judge Judy determined that, you know, the woman who shot the dog was not at fault because this person had been given ample opportunity and they let their dog run loose. Like, the dog literally got loose, and she said, you did this to your pet.
Well, it's also, yeah, it's like so like an owner has, animals are considered property in America. So like if you're like, say, going through a divorce or something and there's a family dog, that dog is considered property. And so horses are considered property. And you're allowed to defend your property.
Yeah.
Okay. Let the parrot take the stand.
Sorry, but what I meant was, you know, the dog would have probably gotten a lawyer too, and maybe a lawyer probably could have stood up for the dog because it wasn't the dog's fault.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Well, nobody takes the owner's always responsible for the actions of the animals. Pets are... Put your dog in a suit. Animal welfare attorneys. Oh, I am gonna Google this. Animal welfare attorney. Oh, that's for rescue and rehabilitation. Ooh, here we go. So it looks like we have them as well. Tainted pet food, subsequent class actions. Mislabeled dog fur. Practice of animal welfare law. Non-traditional legal field, animal welfare law involves traditional subject matter such as tort, contract, criminal, constitutional law.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting. It also encompasses those animals living in the wild as well as animals used for entertainment, food, and research, protecting animals from abuse. That's interesting.
Yeah, but my question is, how would that be raised? Like, because, I'm sorry, I'm bringing up another thing. I was listening to this podcast about Americans with Disabilities Act into place. So, there is no actual organization that checks if, like, a building or a business is actually complying with those laws. The only way, there's this one man who's in a wheelchair, and he literally has sued 180 companies over, like, the past 9 years for non-compliance because there's nobody checking in.
Right.
The only way for someone to actually come in and, you know, the government to actually force someone to change is if someone sues it and says, hey, this person actually isn't following.
Right. Right.
So would that be the same for...
I don't think so, but I think that's interesting because under copyright law, for example, there's that really famous picture of the monkey who took the selfie. of
Yeah.
itself. PETA actually sued the photographer and said that they wanted that monkey had the rights to the photograph since the monkey was the one that took the picture of itself. But yeah, no, the courts determined no, because the monkey is not a person, an animal cannot own a copyright. So that's interesting. Anyway. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so.
Come on, Polly.
Hello. Bring in the parrot.
Oh, goodness. Polly!
Can I be Polly, please?
Go for it.
That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name.
Yeah, about some Disney Tarzan shit. Yeah. No, and it is sad. I used to work in employment law for a little bit. And it is, I won't go into it now, but it is actually kind of crazy what people can get away with at work. And what bosses can get away with. But yeah, no, the Americans with Disabilities Act is actually a pretty new law. It came about in the 90s, and what happened was activists actually had to drag them, would get out of their wheelchairs and actually drag themselves up the steps of our Capitol building in DC to demonstrate and be like, look, I couldn't even come talk to my representative, my Congress representative, if I wanted to, because I can't access this building because it's not wheelchair accessible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It actually, sorry, it's a dark history podcast. I know she's on YouTube too, Bailey Smurren. That's how I heard of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it came out from this eugenics case, the American with Disabilities Act, because what was going on was people who were deemed feeble or disabled were being sterilized without their
Oof. Yeah. Let's not get into this, Manda. Let's not get into that.
It's a Supreme Court case that still has not been overturned that makes that legal.
Yeah.
technically.
Ugh. I'd love to know what case that is. All right, Polly.
Versus Bell or something like that.
Witness is ignoring.
It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. I'm ignored by my cat.
Ahem. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us.
All right, Polly. Nothing.
Certainly the most concise testimony. Very well, begin your cross-examination.
Right. You asked for this, Phoenix.
What are you going to do, Nick?
I don't know. What do we do, Maya? All right. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her.
Right. What do I say? Have we forgotten something?
Yes, that's right. As I recall, 2 days ago...
Polly, have we forgotten something? Don't forget DL6. Thank you for the compliments to my parents.
If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6.
Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello. Hello. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot. Uh-oh. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it.
This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Something's the matter, Mr. White. Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot. Retrained the parrot. Could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Alright. Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me. It sounds so desperate. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot.
Well, I guess we should try to get some information out of her. We need to show the judge that her honor is Mr. Yogi.
Do I present something to her?
Well, what do we have?
Maybe it is this file, this checklist, because, or this file, because.
Might as well. Yes.
No! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, try to get her to say something else then. Because we had that list with Maya. Hold it!
Was it here?
Yes, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Karma's. What's the safe number?
I love that pun, Vivi. I'm calling you Vivi now.
Maybe I'll get her to say the number of that safe.
Huh? The safe? Why?
Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay?
Holly, what was the number to the safe in the shack? 1228? 1228? Oh wait, that was the date!
Was it? What was the...
It was a date.
Oh.
Why? What a Well, Mr. Wright? You aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker.
Yes, it does. It's the date of the incident.
Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it. Yes, Phoenix, you're so clever. Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
Look. We observe it?
Oh. Yeah, 12/28/2001.
Take that!
The Deal 6 case file? What is this obsession you have with that case?
Mr. Wright. Where in this file is something relating to that safe number?
Case summary. Oh, thank you! It's on the case summary page.
The case summary?
Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident? December 28th? Why, that's today's date, 15 years ago.
And the number on that safe is 12/28.
Ah,
He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him.
certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
This one took you a while? Yeah. I mean, I'd seen this anime, like, a while back. I don't think I'd gotten to this point in the anime, though.
Objection.
Bah! This is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number to... You... Because I'm number one.
I'd like to take a screenshot of this.
Oh. Because I'm number one. Let me just share with the whole court my PIN number. How do I... Oh shoot, sorry. Oh, Von Karma. This has nothing to do with a date. Nothing.
Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. Drinks on you.
Exactly.
We would need some other corroborating evidence.
Where am I going to find that?
Nick, we're getting closer. One more. We can just give one more piece of evidence.
Right. But what?
Very well. Witness, you may continue.
Okay, go back. Press. Okay. What's your name? Maybe I should get her to say her name.
Holly, what's your name? Holly.
Mr. Wright. I think we've established that the parrot is named Culprit. Does this have anything to do with her own identity?
Yes, it does.
Yes! Yeah, because the fiance. Yes, it does. Ha! Fascinating. You claim that the parrot's name will prove her owner's identity? Then show us this proof.
Don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far?
Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All we have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Your Honor? The proof that the parrot's name reveals the caretaker's identity is, again, DL6.
The deal, 6 case file.
That's quite a large file you have there. Which page is this proof on, then? Show us or stop wasting our time.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please show us the page. Where in the file is this information connected to the parrot's name?
Suspect data. It is on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see?
Indeed, it does say that, yes.
What was his fiancée's name?
Holly Jenkins. Holly.
It is only 3 pages.
Pages together?
Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her.
I see. I guess that is possible.
Bah, a mere coincidence, that is all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old.
Wait a minute. How can Von Karma have a granddaughter when his actual daughter is only like 19 and he doesn't have any other children, as far as I know?
Oh, I don't know. Step-granddaughter? I don't know.
I think we've reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Witness. Tell us your name.
Wait! This witness, he doesn't remember.
No. It's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Nick! He looks totally different.
This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting. For 15 years. Majima!
Well. Let me ask you again.
Yeah, exactly.
Instinct. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. Order! Order! Yanni Yogi. So, was it you who killed Robert Hammond? And tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it.
Well, that was easy. All we had to do was ask your parrot a couple questions.
They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. Told me it would make me innocent. Get me off the hook.
I'll take a number 6, please.
I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really. He didn't believe me. We won the trial. I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiance, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It's a letter. And a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth.
He was 9! You want revenge on a 9-year-old?
Guess so. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
Amanda?
It's me. Sorry, it's me. Where's Mr. Yogi?
They turned out the lights, escorted Yogi out, and the judge had no clue. Under arrest, Your Honor. So no room for error in his confession.
The defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is...
Innocence. In this case, at least.
Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved.
It doesn't. Okay, that's not their obligation to solve it.
Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections?
I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Yay!
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
Did someone just say objection?
It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No. Edgeworth? I know. Your Honor, I object to your judgment.
What do you mean?
I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what?
Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad.
I know. The confetti and yeah, I know. Weird vampire. We were. Oh, what do I do? Raise an objection. The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. No, you don't.
We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
No. For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
You mean, in the incident where your father died?
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer. The criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me. I'm pointing at Phoenix.
Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. Their innocent is confessing to a different crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this.
You're a judge! Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial. Right here, right now. We tried this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate court. Court is adjourned.
December 28th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication.